So moving on, let's create a new project to understand the SQLite database concepts better. So open your Android Studio and start a new Android project. Okay, we'll call it a survey app. Okay, so what this app will do is it'll enable users to fill in a few fields, and once the data is there, then we'll push it to the database and probably display it. So this will be the intention of the app, and in this process we'll look at the SQLite database, helper classes, cursors, and stuff like that. So follow me along. Okay, and click on next. Then let's select API 17 because it's targeting like 86% of the devices. So that'll be good for us. We'll keep the defaults mostly. The activity name, we won't use a fragment as of now. Click on finish. So the project will get generated, and the next step will be to push the project to GitHub so that you have the versions maintained in GitHub. I believe you are already familiar with GitHub and how to use it to push your project. If not, then one of my earlier videos does explain it. Okay, so you can go ahead and watch it out. Meanwhile, the project is getting generated for us. So, okay, looks like Android has created the new project, and I hope you are following me or you already have this project set up. And I'll show you the next steps, like how you can push this to GitHub basically. So, let's give it a few seconds. Meanwhile, let's see if, okay, it has something to show now. The class files have been generated, the layout files have been generated. Cool. So in the last video, you learned about the SQLite database basically, which is a lightweight database, and it's frequently used with most of the Android apps. So we want to build on those concepts, and like I'll show you, SQLite database helper class is pretty important. That lets you work on the database, like create tables and stuff. Then you have um, other other helper classes also, which enable you to work with that. So looks like we have the app ready. Let's try to push it to the GitHub. So first step is change it to project mode. Okay, then click on this, which is sync project with Gradle files. So this will take a few seconds, and once the sync is done, go to VCS and click on enable version control integration, and we'll select Git as the choice. So once this is there, then your app is basically using Git. Okay, so let's do the next step, which is share project on GitHub. Okay, so I have a password protected GitHub account. So once I enter the password, the next step is it'll ask me. So I'll provide a brief description. This app will enable users to take a short survey. This app will demonstrate SQLite database concepts. Okay, and click on share. So, okay, I think what has happened is, yeah. So what has happened is, let's do it again. I've entered a longer description than needed. So I'll try it again. This app will demonstrate SQLite database concepts. Okay, and let's try to share it now. See what happens. So it asks us what all files to share. I think let's go with the default choice and click on OK. So it takes a few seconds, but it's a pretty quick process. So it's now there on GitHub. Let's click on this. Okay. And as you can see, the survey app is there now. Okay. And it has all the details. So that's cool, right? You have the new app and you have it in GitHub now. So next step, we look at how to connect to SQLite database and get it started.